This is an oral presentation explaining what architecture is. Wherever one may be, especially in a town or city throughout North America, one will probably be within eyesight of a building of some kind. Building architecture, especially atrium architecture, defines these buildings. Style, materials used, function and location speak to the designers and constructors of these varied buildings. This page speaks to styles of buildings and why it matters to specific cultures, which express who we are, what we are, where we came from, our aspirations through beauty, power, and grace. This is the definition of style. This presentation focuses on general architecture style and how it is affected by function, materials, location, people, and culture. It is quite likely that many buildings do not fit into a particular style, but rather a combination of styles, and is simply limited by the imagination of the architects. Often it is the buildings that combine many styles, which are the most pleasing to the eye and provide ease of function. 17th century buildings were a result of the needs and materials of the time and were shaped by forces of the time. Earliest buildings, for the most part, were made of wood with massive timber construction. In this period, stone construction appeared and was usually reserved for permanent structures such as churches and other religious institutions. Many of these buildings were copies of permanent buildings throughout Europe and the United Kingdom. 18th century buildings often prohibited wooden buildings because of the threat of fire, so it became usual to construct buildings of fieldstone and stucco. It was common for fires to start in chimneys and spread throughout the ceiling timberwork. New laws stated that the masonry be used for chimneys separated from any wooden standards, especially those of mansard roofs. It was legislated that end walls had to rise above the roof to act as fire breaks. Cedar shingles were banned, and a covering of slate and tin was to be used. Cut stone trim was used to replace wood as window frames. Forces other than appearance affected the appearance of buildings in the 18th century. Many were built to serve as war fortresses and were fortified for this purpose. North America was greatly influenced by European, English, Scottish, Irish, and other artisans and tradesmen. Architecture is a general term to describe buildings and other physical structures. It is the art and science of design and erecting buildings and other physical structures. The style and method of design and construction of buildings and other physical structures. Thank you very much for listening.